It is December 2023, and if the rumors are true, we are apparently just 1 month away from finally getting a brand new Playboi Carti album. We'll see about that. It's been 3 years since Carti last dropped a project, and he has teased us time and time again about dropping new material only to go silent and act like nothing happened months later. But here we are once again, getting our hopes up with a new supposed rollout starting. I mean, what is this, the third or fourth time now? I know I'm a moron for buying into the hype, but I think there's a difference between being excited at the prospect of a new record and like trusting everything Carti says. Also, I love music, I dig Carti's shit, and it's hard not to get excited just a little bit with him being so active on socials. Over the past few days, Carti has been building hype like crazy, posting snippets, confirming information from DJ academics regarding a 2024 release, and even posting a whole ass song with the music video on his Finsta. Now, it's been a long ass 3 years since Whole Lotta Red dropped in December of 2020, but according to Carti himself, this upcoming album, this follow-up to Whole Lotta Red, it is a career-defining release, as Carti, his popularity is at an all-time high. Compared to Die Lit and self-titled, Whole Lotta Red really saw a boost in general in Carti's fan base. This upcoming project, it definitely is an important one, and I can honestly see that being the very reason Carti has took so long to drop. Depending on the quality of this album, it's really gonna make or break Carti as an artist. You can't miss promised dates, delay tours and records, and in general just fuck with your fans on that level, and then drop a mid-ass album. In my opinion, Carti has yet to do so with the 3 projects in his discography. But as we close in on apparently hearing some new Carti tracks this January, let's get into all the events that led up to this new project's rollout and see just what we can expect from Playboi Carti's 3rd studio album, the highly anticipated Music. Now, the last time I made a video covering Carti's activity in the lead up to some form of new music, it was back in August, and he was basically just getting off of doing some festivals over the summer where he premiered some new tracks, including the likes of Pop Out. He'd just been featured on Travis Scott's album Utopia with the banger track Fiend, introducing that deep voice style to the world officially, and announced the Antagonist Tour for late 2023, a tour spanning across America and Europe, with his Opium record label members Homicide Gang, Ken Carson, and Destroy Lonely. The belief at the time was that Carti had to drop some new music right before the tour began. How was he going to tour again with the same Whole Lotta Red setlist, right? Ironically, it's looking like that's actually the plan, that's actually what's going to happen, but it wasn't that simple, okay? There's a lot of bullshit that went on between then and now. For starters, that US leg of the tour was delayed, so people were like, alright, European dates were still on, they started in November, so people were like, he just wants a little bit more time, finish up the album right before starting those overseas tour dates. Backing up those theories, on the back end of Carti's website, the music logo would appear in the data. I gotta clarify too real quick for those who don't know, Carti said that his new album following Whole Lotta Red was gonna be Music in an interview in 2022. And along with the logo appearing on the site, Carti's merch shop would begin to be password protected around the same exact time. So people were saying, hey, if he's dropping new music, he's definitely going to drop some new merch. They saw this as a sign. Nothing would obviously come of this, and honestly, there'd be a pretty dry period up until September 13th, which is Carti's birthday. It all started when Carti posted some Instagram stories of a warehouse, and this would actually be revealed to be the location of a party hosted by Carti himself in Atlanta. So all the Opium affiliates, they start promoting this party and everything. But then this radio station, V103 Atlanta, starts posting on socials that they're going to be playing some brand new Playboi Carti material the following day at 9 with Swamp Izzo. Again, for those who aren't in the know, Swamp Izzo was supposed to have a collab album with Carti in spring of 2023. It never saw the light of day. So he's definitely in the know, right? He definitely has access to unreleased Carti material that is planned for a later release. And he was in this radio station along with Lil Bankhead really hyping up this premiere. Izzo would promote this world premiere of this new Carti track, tweeting out, "Swamp Izzo world premiere Carti Travis now. He would also play a snippet of the track on Instagram Live, but he obviously couldn't just play the track live on the air. He needed Carti's permission. So he calls Carti live on the air and he butters him up. He does like everything he can to get Carti to say yes to this premiere. And here was Carti's response.
Izzo.
What up, bro?
Yeah.
What we doing, man?
Yeah.
I got this record I've been had in the stash, right? And I didn't want to give it to the world, right? But since it's your birthday, with your blessings, your honor, I want to leak it to the world. I want to just go ahead and just give it a little sample. Not the whole thing, just a sample.
What Izzo?
It's time, bro.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, I'm in here with little Bankhead, man. You got to rock in with Bankhead.
Introduce the record, my boy.
What Izzo?
Let me do it the right way.
So obviously we'd hear no new material, but Carti's party in Atlanta, it would go down. And there we actually would hear some new music. It honestly looked pretty sick. All the Opium members were there. There was free Opium tattoos available for those in attendance, which is hilarious. And Carti was just vibing to Yeezus like the man of culture that he is. However, like I alluded to earlier, Carti wouldn't just play some of his favorite tracks from other artists. He would also play 2 brand new songs from his catalog. Those being one with Lil Uzi Vert called Justin Bieber, and then another called Problem Child with Travis Scott. And I believe that's the one Swamp Izzo was probably trying to premiere. And honestly, like, you gotta feel for that fucker. Like, he has been promoting this Playboi Carti collab album forever, and he's looked like a moron because Carti obviously hasn't let him drop or premiere anything. The next day, obviously, V103 Atlanta would not premiere any new Playboi Carti material, and we would really enter another dry period. The next time Carti would be seen in the public eye would be on October 12th as he attended Ken Carson's release party for his new album, A Great Chaos. He didn't really do anything there. He kind of just showed up to support Ken, which makes sense. I mean, it's the bare minimum. He has done little to nothing to really support his label members, to be honest with you. And with A Great Chaos releasing, news would hit that Carti apparently had a verse on the track Singapore, but last minute decided to take it off, so we can never win. There would be some eventful stuff after that release party though, both kind of occurring from fans crowding around both Carti and Opium Baby in their limos as they're trying to leave the event. So firstly, starting out with Opium Baby, fans would ask, Carti's dropping before the tour, to which he would say, he's next. Very detailed information. But like I said, fans also caught Carti after the event and asked him when he was dropping the album. And this is crazy in hindsight. I don't know if I exactly hear Carti say this, but apparently he said January. Roll the clip.
When are you dropping? Valid question. January?
See, there's so many people fucking talking in that clip that I honestly can't tell. But like, if he really did say January, like that was him, that's crazy. Carti would post an Instagram story 2 days after the show on the 14th of October. Basically just a picture of a cigarette on the ground next to his iPhone, which had an Opium phone case. Kind of goes hard, not gonna lie. Looks like it could have maybe been taken in the studio, where like Carti was working on some shit that we'll probably never hear. But we would get a very brief update regarding new music on November 3rd as Carti participated in an interview. Speaking with German publication Numero Berlin, Carti would reveal that he has been recording this new record legitimately in a fucking cave. This is also where Carti would speak on this upcoming project being a real career-defining record for him, which I referenced in the intro. When speaking about his follow-up project, A Whole Lotta Red, Carti would say, "This is the moment for me," while also referring to his new music as chaotic and crazy. So while that info was pretty vague, at least it was something. And Carti would actually appear on another magazine pretty soon here, but before then, I just gotta mention that he showed up at Travis's Circus Maximus show at SoFi Stadium in LA. When Travis performed Fiend, he brought Carti out, and Carti brought that signature energy that he always does on stage. But now about that other magazine, it's called Re-Edition Magazine, and the publication would have Carti on the cover standing over this parental advisory label. It's a pretty hard picture, But apparently there was an interview that went along with Carti posing for the magazine, but you gotta buy a physical copy, and although some people have, like, I have yet to see anything regarding this alleged interview. Either way, soon after this, officially on November 16th, Carti would postpone the European dates for the Antagonist tour. However, there was a positive to this, as a press release would be put out with the further delay, and in the press release it would say that a new album from Carti is coming soon. But again, it was a vague message, and we've been hearing, oh, new album on the way since when? Like 2021 with the narcissist shit? So Carti's posting pictures on his Opium Finsta. You got a phone case, you got some dope ass fit pics, you even got some cool ass shots of the Antagonist logo. But it's like by this time in November, people were just over it. We've been, strung along for so long, there's only so much a fan base can take. And then December came. First off, on December 6th, very trusted leaker King Bob would participate in a Twitter space where he would give off a lot of information. Now, I didn't hear this personally, and someone would paraphrase this and put like the major details on the Playboi Carti subreddit, and then King Bob would react to the notes and basically say, like, you're twisting all my words. So I didn't hear it. I'm not going to recite them because I don't want to spread misinformation, but one point on there, Bob would confirm to be true, if I can call him Bob. I don't know if we're on a first name basis, but basically said that it was true that Carti had linked with Drake and Kanye over just the past month. That same night, Carti would return to his main Instagram and post a picture of himself on his story, but little did we know that this was really the start of the music rollout. The following day, he would post on his Finsta, the Opium account, and it would be a picture that read, "I am music." Music is obviously the title that Carti said his upcoming album would be named, and the caption of the post said, "Prepare." So a lot of the Opium affiliates are reposting that message on the 7th, Ken Carson, Filthy, etc. But then Pharrell Williams posts on Twitter, "Prepare, I am music." I don't even know what the hell a Pharrell Carti collab would sound like, and that's what makes it such an exciting prospect. Producer Cardo would also post this whole music campaign on Twitter as well, and he famously is known for producing recent Carti grails such as Killers and Wicked. Wicked is the track that Carti played for that interviewer when he revealed that the upcoming album was going to be titled Music in 2022, and then Killers leaked pretty recently in the past 6 months, and it's a really fire track. But I mention it because Cardo posting it means that he probably produced some beats on this upcoming record, and maybe we'll see Wicked or Killers on Music. So all this chaos is going on, but finally we would receive some insider info, if you will, from DJ Academics as he went live and shared some details about when we could expect music. Academics' track record, he's definitely reliable. He's the one who pretty much revealed that Whole Lotta Red would be dropping on Christmas. Kanye was the executive producer, etc. And unfortunately, his annoying ass is on Control. But also, if I'm giving him his credit, we also got to point out that he said, oh, Carti's dropping early 2023, and that never happened. And I say that not because I think Academics was lying or anything, but actually because at the end of the day, nobody knows what Carti is dropping other than Carti. But I think it's worth noting no matter what Academics said, especially considering that it was kind of proven by Carti himself. We'll get to that in a second. He essentially said that the album was dropping in January of 2024, and that Carti was going to be really active online following this whole startup campaign here because the rollout was officially beginning. And literally that same night, Carti would be active again on Instagram, posting a story. That was a screenshot of messages between himself and Tyler, the Creator. These guys collabed back on Tyler's classic album Igor with the song Earthquake, and my god, if we get another Tyler, the Creator Carti song, bro. Now, as for Carti dropping in January, there are 2 Fridays before the Antagonist tour begins in Salt Lake City, Utah. The tour begins on the 14th of January, and Carti can either drop on the 5th or the 12th. Obviously, he can drop on a day that isn't a Friday randomly, but Whole Lotta Red dropped on a Friday. I think he's going to follow that structure. Now, as wild as that day with Academics, Pharrell, and Tyler was, somehow Carti would make even more waves the following day on the 8th of December. And it really all started when he posted this screenshot of an old Young Thug tweet. Some people say this may mean that Thug is featured on music. Other people, I mean, he might just be using it to diss motherfuckers, but we'll see, obviously. And then a few hours later, Carti would post another story, this time a 4-second video of, there's this graphic and it says, "I'm not playing," and you could hear 4 seconds of a beat. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I heard this beat and I was like, I don't know. It seemed like, I just, like, we've waited so long, it wasn't really up to my standard. I didn't think Carti would slide on it that much. And then Carti posts another snippet. Same beat, but he's actually got his vocals on it. Carti's doing his thing with the deep voice. You hear Swamp Izzo ad-libs, and this is heat. Go ahead and play it.
Disrespect the 5, I put your ass in the food chain. Swamp Izzo. Calling my phone, she say Miss Jackson going through her brain.
And I gotta also point out there, as you see with the video, the graphic reads 2024, essentially confirming academics info. Unless Carti drops in like fucking December 2024. But then we get into the night of December 8th, and shit hit the fan. So I gotta be real here, I'm filming this on the 8th. I filmed like the first half of this video, and I took a little break. And in between my break, Carti just did this shit. He essentially dropped a whole song on his Finsta. Now, we had this picture leak a few weeks back from King Bob, where Carti is in the green jacket, and essentially all we knew about the picture was that it was a screenshot from a music video for a track titled "You're the Moon." And Carti took that music video and uploaded it in full HD, complete song and everything on the Opium account. I think the beat is awesome. Carti's whispering on the track throughout the whole entire thing, which is interesting because all we've heard about music is like Carti's in this deep voice shit, and it's definitely different from that style, but I really like it. I think the whispering, it's kind of like ominous. And I just gotta say this, academics was not fucking around, bro. We are finally here. Carti would soon after post a screenshot of a DM that he sent Frank Ocean, where he's like, "Your turn, what are you scared of? Post a new song." Like, some friendly competition from Carti. I've honestly gotten really good at like holding back my hype for Carti and not getting my hopes up, but he posted a song, man. Like, I can't hold my energy back anymore. It's been 3 years, and we finally got a solo song from Carti. Yeah, it's not on streaming. And it may be just a throwaway from the album. We'll see if it actually ends up on the thing, if music ever drops. But, like, if this is a throwaway, this album is going to be something else. Like I said, we got 2 dates in January that are Fridays where Carti could drop before the Antagonist tour. A lot of comments from Opium affiliates on the "You're the Moon" music video have 005. I know that's like a shout out to Homicide and everything, and the Opium numbers or whatever the fuck, but like, kind of a coincidence. I don't know. We'll see. Carti has teased so many collaborations over these past 3 days. I'm so curious, like, what Pharrell's gonna sound like with Carti on a track. Also, we heard what Carti was like on a Tyler record. What's Tyler gonna sound like in Carti's world? You know what I mean? We gotta look out for those 2 tracks, Pop Out and Rockstar, which Carti premiered throughout the year in 2023 at various festivals. Really hope Pop Out makes it. I'm also very excited to hear what deep voice Carti sounds like. We've heard it on, one feature with Fiend, but I'm definitely interested to hear what it sounds like with Carti's full creative control on his own record. There's a lot of hype around Carti's name right now, and it feels like after 3 long years, we might finally be here. Whole Lotta Red really saw Carti shake up the music industry. I think he deserves credit for the popularization of the rage genre that's really took over in recent years. It really seems like he's about to change the game once again. And with music, it's Carti's time to cement his legacy.